This is Youth Challenge Today, Episode 10. Youth Challenge Today is part of the Great Commission Transmission Network, using new media and social networking to go into all the world and proclaim the gospel to the whole creation. To find out more and to partner with us, visit us at GCTNetwork.com. Welcome to Youth Challenge Today. I'm Michael.
Hello, I'm Josh.
I'm JD.
This is the show where we explore the things that challenge you in your day-to-day life, as well as equipping you to rise to the call of following Jesus. We'll challenge you, you challenge us, and together we'll be stronger in Him. This is Youth Challenge Today on the GCT Network.
You remember Ariel Castro? Castro was the guy up in Cleveland, Ohio that abducted three young women about a decade, well, it was a decade ago, and they recently escaped, and Castro was sentenced to prison for life. He was found dead in his jail cell a couple of weeks ago. I want to talk about the reaction to that compared with a personal story that I'd like to share about a man who went to got into God's grace the day before he got into God's paradise.
Why don't you go ahead and tell that right now?
Well, this is last Friday. I was in the office, and a gentleman by the name of Jeff Brown, his uncle was in one of the nursing homes here, and his uncle had attended churches at different times, but had never become a Christian. Well, this was an 80 or 81-year-old man whose body was apparently just eaten up with cancer, and in the last couple of days, he had taken a horrible turn for the worse. His two stepdaughters and his nephew, Jeff, the man who called the church building, had been studying with him over the years and never come to anything. And then I guess a week or so ago, Jeff was studying with Mr. Farrell. That was the gentleman's name at the nursing home, and studied with him. And Mr. Farrell's refusal to be baptized was basically about, I've stayed away from God for so long. Why would He take me now? And Jeff went home that day, and he said he was just disgusted with himself because he needed to do more. He sat down and he wrote a letter, and he talked about Jesus' story about the workers being sent out into the field, and they came out early in the day, and then he sent some more out in midday, and he sent some more out right at the end of the day, and they only worked for like an hour, and at the end of the day, they all got the same wages. Some people thought that was unfair, the people who had worked all day, but of course the master of the vineyard says, it's up to me. I've paid you what I told you I would pay you. If I want to extend grace to the rest of them, then that's just great. And he said, I don't know what the purpose of Jesus telling that story was, except for to let us know that God's grace is open to us no matter
Amen.
how long. He got the call last Friday from his cousins that Mr. Farrell wanted to be baptized. How quick could he get there? So he called trying to find a portable baptistry because Mr.
You make sure you tell this story in every detail.
Mr. Farrell was so sick that he couldn't leave the nursing home. Somebody finally suggested one of the portable, a kiddie pool, an inflatable kiddie pool. So I called Walmart. Walmart had a 9-foot by 9-foot octagonal kiddie pool.
Man, that's awesome.
That was 20 inches high, I think. And I went out to Walmart, and it was the best $30 I've ever spent. We filled that thing up with warm water in the dining hall in the nursing home, and he was in so much pain that you know how you go to the nursing home and there are some people that you pass on by because you don't think that their mind is there. That's what he looked like when he came in.
Wow.
But his mind was there. The confession that he could get from this 81-year-old man who's on his deathbed was, yeah, and said, based on that, I'm going to baptize you. You talk about a helpless position and the bravery of an 81-year-old man being strapped to a board and put underwater when you're in that frail of a condition. And then somebody else told me yesterday that they had just heard on Sunday that Mr. Farrell actually passed away on Saturday.
Wow.
So he entered God's grace on Friday before he entered God's paradise on Saturday.
And received his wages.
Received his
Praise
wages.
God for his grace.
Yes.
Wow, God is
Incredible
good.
story.
That just sends my whole body is one giant goosebump. You are tuned in to the GCT Network.
This is your Great Commission transmission.
At GCTNetwork.com.
Great Commission transmission. This is your Great Commission transmission.
Look at the camera, guys. All right, say hi.
Hi.